Would you guys like to hear a little story about insecurity, a man, and an ego? I think that as human beings, we are all healing from something. We have all had things happen to us. We all come from different backgrounds. We are all different age, shapes, and sizes. We all have different stories. And about a year ago, let's call this person Fred. So I trained a Fred for quite some time, maybe about a year, and I've known this person and probably for a few years from my ex in his company. And great, normal, totally cool people. And probably about a year or so ago, when I work out, I've been trying to tread caution with telling this story because I'm not trying to defame anybody's character as mine was defamed, but this is my life. This is a story. I think it's funny. During, it was not funny. And it was like hell. But you can't let people know that they're torturing you. And so a year later, it's funny now when I hear stories like this person's soul is still tortured by me. All by me doing absolutely nothing wrong. So here's my instance with Fred. When I work out, everybody's different during their workout. So I work in a place where I work out. And there is a line. You can't separate the two because people are used to seeing you and talking to you because it's your job. But then my personal workout time, that's my time. That is my meditation, my therapy. I don't necessarily like to have conversations. It is totally not a bad thing. Really, I don't care if anybody has an issue with it. Nobody usually has. And when I am doing heavy squats, any of us that have lifted heavy knows that there is a lot that goes behind it. So Saturday mornings, I used to come in. I actually used to do sets in back and forth with this person. And when I started lifting heavier, one day I just remember I have 3 plates on the bar, and let me give you an example. So when I'm going to squat, I go in, it's totally everything. I have to get the right sleep. I have to make sure I get my meals in, I get my water in, I wake up, I have a certain amount of coffee, I have my meal, I have my BCAAs, I take my creatine. Like, there's a process, and you're mentally in this state because I give it everything I have with every single workout. It is not just a conversation for me. I'm a competitor. Even outside of being competitive, that's my time, right? And I go in it with the intention of being the absolute best that I can for that day. And when it gets heavy for me at this point, 3 plates, 315 pounds is very heavy for me. And you can't mess it up. So you have to be in a right state of mind. So when I'm going to lift, you're already in that state of mind. You walk into the gym, you warm up, you set up, you do your warm-up sets. I have my head down, my knees have to be wrapped a specific way. That's a certain tightness for the weights. My belt has to be put on a certain way. And you just have to be in a mental, correct state of mind. And so fast forward a little bit. So I'm sitting there in between sets, 3 plates on the bar. This person I'm lifting back and forth with, we're just taking turns back and forth, does not stop talking. And this has been going on for weeks, right? And this time, I tell my coach, I can't, it's too much for me because you can't talk to somebody when they have a load of 3 plates on their back, right? So I'm up to the bar, my knees are wrapped, everything's set up. Your breath has to be perfect. The way the bars on your shoulder have to be perfect. The way you take it off the rack is perfect. The way you step back, the way your feet are, it is a complete mental state because you're like, if I fuck up, I'm screwed, right? You can blow out a knee, you can blow out your back, all these different things can happen. So I pull the weight, I have the weight on my back, I take a step back, and this person is just like, and I'm trying not to get upset. It's like, this shit is fucking heavy, and just in my head, I'm like, can you please stop talking? Can you please stop talking? But I'm too nice to say anything. So anyway, I lift the weight, after that, I'm just like, I'm done. I don't even want to squat. It taxes your energy. And it's just like, it just takes everything out of you. And then it's like, I don't have any, I don't want to lift again. Like, I just need my space, right? Go on about my workouts. I mentioned this to to my coach, and he said, well, why don't you just say something? You're too nice to say anything, so just post something on your story. So I did, and it was very nice. It was just like, hey, when I work out, and it's that this has happened multiple times throughout my life, even when I had my own gym, like people come up to you, literally, you're mid-lifting, and just poor timing. And I just said, I was like, when I squat, it's only when I squat, everything else I'm okay with. There's this zone I go into and everything has to be perfect and the fucking shit's heavy. That's all I'm thinking about is you got this, you want this, you want this. And everything has to be perfect. If you lift heavy, you understand what I'm saying. And that's it. It was just a very nice, polite post. And a couple days later, I leave to vacation, probably in Hawaii. I was in Hawaii for a week. When I come back, I train these people on Monday mornings. No show, no call, no show, nothing, which was very odd. And then Tuesday morning, I come in and this couple walks in and I was like, hey, just normal care. Like, what happened to you guys yesterday? You didn't show up. Never working with you again. Want nothing to do with you. You're never coaching us again. I was like, what the fuck? It's total energy shift in the room. My client that I was training was like, what the hell was that? Dead silence. Very bizarre. Had no idea what happened. And so they leave. I am told that it had to do with my comment about not liking to talk when I lift. This person, Fred, took it very personal. Mind you, this is a person I've known for years, never had any issues with, completely took it personal and was like a rabid attack dog for the next 6 months. And it was torture because the gym that I train out of and I train my clients out of is like 1,200 square feet. You're all together. You're there at the same time. And I go off of energy and vibes and it's just like... It sucked. And there's so many times I just wanted to just up and leave. I'm like, this is not cool. Like, I'm a good person. I didn't do anything wrong, but was treated as like this POS. And it was all because I made that comment that I don't like to squat. So this person took it, or don't like to talk when I squat. This person literally took it personal. And it was not a personal attack on anybody. It was just my feelings. And it was one thing after another from that. It was like, since when do women think that they can say whatever they want? Since when did this become a woman's gym? This is a man's gym. Since when did women, it was just an attack on women. So, and there was all these tons and tons of other things, all these stories made up, defamation of character, don't feel comfortable with my wife and I coming into the gym because, it is unsafe and we can't even go grab weights and stuff like that where I'm like, oh my God, if you know me, I have never harmed anybody. I have never hurt anybody. I say roly-polies. I never badmouth anybody. I've never been mean to anybody. And it was just anyway, it was torture. And I was told every day, just don't let it get to you. Why do you let it bother you? But you're in this small little box and it's every day something's said, every single day. Oh, I can't go over there because she's over there. I don't feel comfortable getting those weights because she's over there. It's what am I going to do? Throw a fucking dumbbell at you? Come on. And let's just say I'm not a very tall person. I am 5'4" on a very good day. This person might be 5'4" too. And after all is said and done, I think, let's go back. There's a lot I'm leaving out and a lot that I forgot about. But I wanted to remove myself. This person was not removed from this place. That was very hard for me to deal with. And I don't think it was right for this person nobody stood up for me. And that sucked. you know, when you don't, it's like you don't, I'm a good person, right? So I'm very emotional, and I don't care if somebody doesn't like me, but there's a difference between not caring if somebody doesn't like you and having to sit there and listen to little comments every single day, and somebody say something about you every single day and defame your character every single day, like a little rabid chihuahua is what I said one time. And one time I started crying in the gym, and I was just like, somebody control the chihuahua. Like, it's me or Fred. And I kept sticking it out. Many times I wanted to leave. And I just suck it up, Kara, just suck it up. And, you know, one day I have a client that she left her jacket, or thought maybe she left her jacket at the gym. Black jacket, we all have black jackets, right? Common. And there were only these two people there. So the next day, just politely like, oh, did you guys by any chance see a black jacket? So fast forward a year later, this person has changed the story into my client is accusing them of stealing their jacket. And it's just like, oh my God, like, what happened to you in your life as a child to where, you know, you're in your 50s and you're just attacking women left and right, and for no other reason than they just wanted quiet when they lifted 315 pounds, because it is very hard and it takes all of your mental energy. And there's a bunch more to it. You know, just like being told I can't be in the same room as that person and blah, blah, blah. So I think men, this isn't an attack on men at all, but because this was a man just degrading and defaming a woman, and I think honestly, now that this person is gone and a year later still continues to badmouth me, that whatever, if it's an ego or if it's because a woman spoke up for themselves, and not even in a bad way, it was really literally nothing bad. Nobody else gives two shits if I ask for quietness when they lift. And I don't know if it's an insecurity. I don't know if it's a control thing. I don't know if it's an ego, but it is something. So men, women, anybody out there, like, people are people. Most people have good intentions. And if something irks you the wrong way, like, don't spend your life attacking them day in and day out. Like, it eats at you. It eats at your soul, and you're wasting your own life torturing yourself for really nothing that had anything to do with you. So when you feel that way towards somebody, I think it's important, and I'm going to say this to Fred. This is for you, Fred, that it's time to look deep down inside of why that comment made you so upset to just slice and dice my life apart in and out, day in and day out. Like, that is nothing but a reflection of who you are inside, and nothing to do with somebody just saying how they feel when they lift. So it has not changed my life, but it has made me realize that being an empathetic person, you do allow things to affect you more personal. This person actually asked somebody to tell me to go on social media and publicly apologize for, I don't know for what, for asking that I don't want to talk when I squat. Like, I'm not some famous person, but she needs to publicly apologize. Anyway, this went on for a long time, and it sucks. It sucks being a woman with a man that has nothing to do with your life to continually just badmouth you and just, like, act like you're the worst person in the world when you know you're not, and then your job is literally in the place where they are every single day, and it is torture. So I guess it's comforting knowing that as an empathetic person, people that aren't so empathetic, they're torturing themselves for nothing. So the Freds of the world, here's my message. I just wanted to tell a story. There was a lot more to it. I'm probably forgetting and I'll remember later on. But it's not cool. It is really not cool to defame somebody's character. If you have an issue with somebody, if you have an issue with something that they said, just be a grown ass person, be a grown man, a grown woman, and just talk to people. Like, people are pretty cool once you get stuff out in the open. Like, hey, no, that wasn't directed towards you. It's just like, that's just how I feel when I lift. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If you're reading a book in the park in silence, like, do you want somebody coming up to you and, you know, striking up a conversation? Probably not, because you look like you're enthralled in that book. If you're sitting there in meditation and clearly, you know, just in your own little world, you want somebody coming up, tapping you on the shoulder, tapping your shoulder, hey, pay attention to me. I want to tell you a story. Probably not. Like, you've got to be able to read people's energies in the room and just know your surroundings, and don't fault people for doing what they do and acting how they want to act and wanting peace when they want peace. And it's not all about you and what you want. Like, every human being is wired different. So I almost said the actual name, the Freds of the world. You're torturing yourself for absolutely no reason. So take a step back, look inside your heart, look inside your soul, and put yourself in that person's shoes. And really, at the end of the day, there's really nothing there to be upset with. There's absolutely nothing to be upset with. Usually when we're that upset, it is a reflection of something that we have inside us or that we need to work on inside ourselves, and not with the other person. So people, be kind. If you don't like somebody, just leave them alone. Don't defame people's characters, especially if they have nothing to do with your life. And that's kind of it. So that's my little baby story of Fred. Hi, Fred. If you're watching, I will never, ever fucking apologize.